morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my fellow chingus. Welcome to the 17th episode of Chimaek Hangout, where we discover and discuss on fresh K-pop musics and sometimes the culture of Korea. This show is recorded on the 27th of August 2020. You're with me, Zaito, and how are you all? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, it's been a good rest, man, for me. And I hope everyone is having a good rest as well. If you're listening from Malaysia, well, today, by the time this is released, it is the National Day, or should I say the Independence Day of Malaysia. So it's a public holiday. Hope you have a good rest. So before I go into our today's podcast, not to forget to say, check out Chimaek Hangout on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and possible your other favorite podcast platform as well. So what's for today's episode that is? Today on Sizzling Versus, we have BTS, Dynamite, and Kpop's Gunshot. And main dish topic, we have the truth of Akgae Fans. I wonder what's that about. We'll be talking about that pretty soon. So before I go into our topics, I'll let you guys know I did plan a big one this time, but well, bad news comes at the end where Hyuna, which I wanted to include in today's podcast, was actually delayed, or should I say it was postponed, the comeback. Why it was postponed? Basically, well, I should say her disease or whatever you can say, a sickness that she have actually relapsed. It is called, well, I'm gonna just push this name, it's called vasovagal syncope. Vasovagal syncope. What is this sickness about and what's this scientific name about? Basically, it is a symptom where she faint when her body auto-reacts. Due to a certain trigger, it could be something like a sight of blood or extreme emotional distress. So this kind of thing triggers it where the blood pressure and the heart rate drop suddenly. So it will faint due to the reason blood flow to her brain decrease. And due to this, she need to take care of her health, and Tazang comeback is postponed. So this episode, we don't have a big bang due to, well, this anticipated comeback was delayed. Too bad. But before I go into our BTS and Carrot, I should say, or should I say Card, either one, there are too many names to be called. I would like to talk a little bit about Twice more and more English version. So for this song itself, I won't talk much, I'll just say a little bit. The song itself sounds good, although it's in English version. Every word is understandable, especially the rap from Dahyun and Chaeyoung. Because sometimes English rap, I don't even understand a single thing, especially from pop songs, English pop songs. Well, those kind of rap, there is a name for it, but I don't even understand a single thing. But this is loud and clear, understandable, grammar is smooth. It is just a nice song. However, I do like to say I still prefer the Korean version, which is the original one. Maybe because I listened to it more in Korean version. So let's see whether this will change in the future, since I included the English version song as my ringtone. Well, I cut some part of it as my ringtone. So let's see, maybe it'll change. Anyway, moving on, we will go into our Sizzling Versus for today. And we are talking about Sizzling Versus, why not starting with the big one, BTS. This is one of the songs that have been long awaited by ARMYs. So before that, a portfolio of BTS debuted on 2013 under Big Hit Entertainment, have a total of 16 music show wins with their previous song on and they have already gained Bonsan and Daesang awards between the year of 2019 and 2020 as a few awards that are main attention are put on. As of currently now with the pandemic, BTS decide to light up our day, or should say Army's Day to be precise, with a Dynamite. And to be honest with you, as their first English single with the capability to penetrate through US music industry before that, well, I should say, it is about time they release this. Well, since it has been what, a year or two or more than that, I guess, since they have been known in the US music industry. And with this song Dynamite, I will just give you this. Why do I give this? 4 million live view during YouTube premiere, making it the current top 1 in the history, with the previous top 1 holder being Blackpink. They have surpassed 100 million views in 24 hours on YouTube as well. Wow. So, talking about this song, as a person who know English song, as a person who understand English until a certain level, and I think most of our listeners in here will also know this song since the lyrics and music are in English. But to dive deep more into what they are talking about, and since this show is pretty much about that, why not we just have a look? In the music wise, this is a disco pop with a bright theme music, which I can say is appeal to all kinds of audience, a wide audience, no matter if you're an ARMY or not, or should I say, no matter if you're a fan of K-pop or not, you will still have a fun to listen to this. Why? It does provide a sugar rush. I will say that much, especially for me. So if it doesn't provide you a sugar rush, well, it depends on how you see it. For me, it does. A sugar rush is feel from this song. For me, no matter how many times I listen to this song, and just what I need to say is this is a song I really need in the dull atmosphere in today's present, as I said earlier, current pandemic. However, I'd like to say, I like this song a lot, but it does not show a lot of what the group is about. Why do I say this is because BTS gained a lot of following with their constant change of concept. That's correct. Especially for each comeback, they have different concept, from hip hop to something much more low style, something a troublemaker with street vibes, a concept of having experience different kind of things during their journey called life, or maybe something with a badass and powerful dance, and many more, especially sexy dance, soft ballad with a contemporary dance, refreshing bright vibe with visuals, a lot of kinds, I would say. But for this, it does not really show who they are, but I think what they are trying to approach, since this is their first English single, especially this is mainly target for US, well, I would say it's a good choice in a way, but in a overall wise, as not an ARMY that is, I would say this is a disadvantage when I view it on another point as a fan, a K-pop fan, and not an ARMY. But in a business wise, this is a well approached way. Alright, so putting that aside, in the lyrics itself, I can see a lot of reference. To say a few, I can see their movie reference like King Kong, basketball player like LeBron's, as well as musician Rolling Stone. And here is what the boys are asking you to do. At the start of your day, during the lyrics, start it with a bang. Be in a thick top condition and cherish yourself, as life is as sweet as honey when you overcome hardship and you will glow like a diamond. Why I say this is pretty much appearing on the second verse. To summarize it, I'll just say this. This is getting heavy. Can you hear the bass boom? I'm ready. Life is sweet as a honey. Yeah, this beat cha-ching like money. Disco overload. I'm into that. I'm good to go. I'm diamond, you know. I glow up. Hey, so let's go. So the lyrics itself is giving this kind of nice sweet vibe to it. It's so good that it's just giving you the positive vibe that you need during this so-called pandemic, which is pretty much going on the second circle phase already, since we have some place that are having a outbreak once more, Korea to name a few. So having BTS releasing this, hopefully it is an encouragement to them. And lastly, live your life like a dynamite, and remember there is someone beside you, a friend or a family, you decide. So be confident and talk the talk. What the hell am I saying? Well, pretty much this is just asking you not to be worried. Someone will always back you up. So focus on your target. Focus on what you're doing. Don't let that target get away. And this portion, this basically, I will say these two are the main point of the music itself. That's from the second verse. This is from the third verse. Bring a friend, join the crowd. Whoever want to come along. Come up, talk the talk. Just move like we off the wall. Day or night, the sky alight. So we dance to the break of dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a man decent, so you should keep your eyes on the ball. So this reference on some of like basketballs, they referencing on having the courage, have fun, and to put it in simple words understandable, it is pretty much asking you to just go for what you want. As how I said, someone will back you up as a support for you. As much as that, this song is so good. I will say that much. It's so good that I can say it is so nice to listen to. And not only that, even the chorus and the post-chorus, the bridge. So I know there are a lot of parts repeating with the word dynamite. Life is a dynamite. Well, it's true. Life is a dynamite. You explode anytime. Whether it's a good explosion or a bad explosion, it depends on you. So, if the dynamite explode like an explosion, that's good. But if it explode like a gunshot, well, too bad. Besides that, other parts is just pretty much a relaxing, encouraging songs. But these two verses are what verse I'd like to discuss in here today. And it's what I see is a very good. It's a very positive message to everyone. While in the MV itself, wow, the MV is just tackling the US team. Wow, I'm speechless. It's tackling the US team, the vibe, the fashion from 70s to the present. So much is happening in there. One of the most main focus that we can see from the MV is basically the tribute to MJ, Michael Jackson, through the dance move and as well as the lyrics. It's a mix. And the MV focus more on the outdoor activities of Americans, like the village record shop, burgers and donut joints, ice cream truck, as well as your common downtown basketball court. Oh, not to forget the disco bar as well. So why I say the disco bar is because disco bar is not really common in a lot of places, as in how they are showing disco bar or disco floor it is something much more relatable in US instead of other countries. So yeah, I'll put that out as well. And last but not least, the MV did not forget to give you, the armies, some beautiful shots of your handsome and beautiful boys for you to scream, for you to hype up, and for you just to make a wallpaper. Not to forget that. So overall, I would say, if I need to give a rating for this song, I would say it is a 9 out of 10. As an overall song that I'll listen to, I'll say it's a 9 out of 10. But this is just my rating, remember? So how you think of this song? You decide. Not me decide. You decide. Alright. So moving to our next song itself will be Card. But before we get into that part, let's go for a short break. So see you guys in part 2. Let's go.
Hello guys, like what you're listening to? Please do follow us on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram page. Links are in the description, and let's move on to part 2.
Welcome back to Chimaek Hangout episode 17 part 2. So let's get back to our Sizzling Versus with our next song from Card, which officially debuted on 2017 under DSP Media, and this group actually won the Asian Rising Star Award last year on 2019, which is I think one of the only award with that name, if I remember correctly, that is. Anyway, we're not talking about the portfolio, just a little bit of introduction for you guys, but what is our main thing is their comeback single. This song is just a freaking, oh my goodness gracious. I have no idea what to say, but only to say the highlight of this song is to show you the power of words, of how the words and how the power, basically I should put in other words, how the power of words can actually encourage or discourage people in many ways. But for this MV and this song itself, I would say it is much more about love relationship. Why do I say that? We'll get to that in a little bit. For now, we'll get into the music. In music wise, I would say it has a new kind of sonic style music to it with EDM, which for me personally, it is bearable to listen to because I don't really like EDM, which I usually listen on earphones. But if you ask me if I put on high speakers, yes, I like it. If putting it on big speakers to listen to, yes, I love it. It sounds very nice. I'd like to say is, this song, I like it, but not on earphones or headset. It is just too much a little bit sometimes, listening to EDM on this kind of headsets that I'm using currently. But not as much as I will listen to Boom Boom, which is their previous song. I will listen to that more actually. In another aspect, I think this song will do very well in the K-pop industry and fandom. By the time you're listening to this, I think there will be some good result to be seen already. So why not we'll see by then how it goes, right? In lyrics wise, like I say, it got real. Seriously real. When I just look into the lyrics, the first thing that I'll say is, the love just gone wrong. This is a freaking toxic relationship. Why I say that? The lyrics itself say everything for me. To put it in words, I would say it first. Love is full of thorns and selfishness. This is how the lyrics are interpreting love. Love is just full of taunts and selfishness. It feels like an endless battle with your words, feeling like a gunshot. So this is a really toxic relationship. Which part I'm talking about this? I'll just read it out. I think this is the second verse itself. As long as you love me, the good or the ugly, everything is okay. It's like you're controlling me. Without you, I'm lonely, but you feel different. So pretty much on this second verse, it is continuing to point out that the other party think differently, like a prey catching its victim to torture. With what we talked about earlier, basically this is not a love relationship at all. This is pretty much a prey waiting to catch its victim, to put it in simple words. Ay. And to point out on the second part of these lyrics itself, of this music, is where the realization of the toxic relationship and trying to leave the relationship. Why I summarize it so simple in here, because the MV itself shows you everything. If you understand the MV, you do not need the lyrics at all for this song, to be honest. So let's just directly jump into the MV. The MV, as a person who view it, I would say it's a proper MV, and it's a very good, well done MV from the music video director itself. Every scene has its own meaning. And well, let's start from the pre-opening. The pre-opening of showing up Jiwoon zipping up basically a bag. Alright, so I would say a bag for now. So Jiwoo actually zipping up the bag. That can interpret of sealing up a feeling or a past. And when we go into the opening show, basically the opening of the music, it shows that a hospital-like scene with all the members full of injuries and full of cameras shooting on them. What I can say about this, it is pretty much showing that they are being watched, they are being controlled, and they are in a state where they have been injured a lot. And along the ways, in the MV, it shows that they are on a path of destruction. The lyrics itself also sing about this. And if I would need to put in simple words, I would say going crazy will be easier. As I said, how the lyrics, they realize about this. So they decide to let go by destroying what is causing it, which is letting go the relationship, or basically destroy what is the root cause. However, from the MV, I can really say that it can go the other way instead of how the song actually is singing. And in the lyrics itself, there are some hidden points that say that it is going the other way as well. And if I need to go back to the lyrics and say which part is saying that, it will be at the second part, where it is saying, "Whoa, answer when I'm calling you. Without you dying slowly, the words you spit out kills me like bullets. Not me, but that trigger. Rock around and pull it." This part makes me wonder, is this a release or a relief from this relationship, or pretty much a destruction from this relationship? I'm wondering that much. Although this is just release, it is very easy to understand if you read the lyrics and watch the MV to understand everything. So yeah, I'm wondering which way is it going, because especially the last scene where Jiwoo shot a gun to her other self, which interpret as her own feelings, her own past, where she could actually kill the toxic relationship or be killed by the relationship. We have no idea which one it is at the end. based on the beginning, it is a successfully released from the relationship, but at the ending, it shows a little bit kind of a different way when it ends. When it ends where Jiwoo was actually in front of the bag, I have no idea. What I can actually see along the MVs is it has a theme of a Joker and Harley Quinn. Anyone who watch it, do you think that, especially from BM and Jiwoo, they show the most of this aspect that is? So why I'm including this is because Joker itself, more on Joker, is showing like a personal disorder. So in this toxic relationship, going on the path of going crazy can actually cause to this. So maybe this is another hidden message they're giving out. Don't try to be a Joker. You may go crazy. It's as much as I can see from this, and as much as I can see about this. So, among of these two songs, what I can say, basically, Dynamite from BTS, I will put into my playlist. Card, will I put into my playlist? I'm very sorry to say that no. I love the song, and in this Sizzling Versus, I really won't put it, but the EDM is pretty much the only thing that avoids me from putting it in, because I do not want to go crazy listening to my EDM blasting into my ears too much. Overall song, I love it, but not my taste to put into my playlist that much. So in Sizzling Versus, based on my opinion and based on my decision, I would recommend BTS Dynamite a lot. For card, listen to it, I think on hi-fi or speakers would be better instead of your daily routine. Yeah, pretty much that much. Alright, so with that, we'll move on to our main dish topic. Since we're talking about BTS in today's podcast, I would like to talk about the truth about Akgae Fans. What is it all about then? What type of fans are you? I would like to ask that first before we talk about Akgae. So fans, we have all kinds of fans. In all kinds of fans, actually, they are the same, but they love, or should I say, we love our fans in different ways. Some have multi-fandom, some have pure fandom, some are sustained fans, and lastly, we are talking about Akgae Fans. So where Akgae Fans fall under? Let's talk further about that. Akgae Fans itself if I need to put it in the full name, or should I say the full sentence, it is Aksong Gaepyeon, if I don't butcher that wrongly. So basically, they are fans that are malicious individual fans. Basically, fans that only love one member from a boy group or girl group, with their habit of basically insulting other members that they don't like from those girl group or boy group, that is. This is the simplest example I can give to this. So before I give more examples on how you actually differentiate on that, I would like to say this. Akgae Fans and solo stands are very different. Solo stands, to give a simple description, are fans that actually love one member, but they still respect other members of the group and still remain in the fandom in a very harmonious way. While Akgae Fans only love one member and will only love one member and always will only follow that member's promotion activities. So if in a group, that focus will be only on that members, and if they have solos, they will only focus on that. So usually, this is an example I will differentiate between two of it. Why am I talking about this is because this had been an issue for a very long time. This issue has gone so long that I do not know what to say anymore, because if you want to be a fan, why need to be Akgae Fan? Why is it so... Why must it exist? So to pinpoint one reason why this must exist is pretty much mentality. Or in easiest way, this kind of mentality appear most of the time from reality group survivor or elimination shows. Best example, 16s, Produce 101, Idol School. These are the best recipe to create Akgae Fans. This because when they start to vote, they have their only focus to only one of the contestant, which they have become fan of. So once they debut as a group, they have the mentality to only support that one member, because there is a possibility that other members are not who they like since the beginning. So imagine a 14 episodes, or should I say a minimum of 8 episodes will be enough to create that feeling, since it is about like 2 months, 8 episodes. So people's mentality can be created very, very fast. But why are they bad? Why is it so bad to have this? So since we're talking about BTS in this so early here, so I directly jump to BTS then. BTS itself, even for this promotion for Dynamite, they are having issue already actually. So for Dynamite itself, the main focus is Jimin. So they have been cutting out Jimin maybe from articles, from pictures. That is actually a very, very low standard for Akgae Fans. If you're talking about Jimin, previously, if I remember correctly, for one of their promotion performance for Black Swan, so we have Akgae Fans actually harassing reporters and dogs him to remove any articles or exclude or edit any articles that have mention of Jimin. And guess what? They are successfully on doing this within a few hours, which, well, caused a lot of army to be very fierce on these issues. And we have another example will be BTS V. Oh, that one is really, really much more weird. So often people say about V is insulting his physical appearance and saying that he's supposed to leave the group. So these are to name a few that is having a lot of issues. If we need to move on to other groups, maybe we'll move on to like the example I gave. Produce as well as 16, Twice and 101. To name a few, to name these two are the one that have the biggest and craziest one. So for Twice, I will give about 3 examples. One of it will be weightlifting. As in, during their debut, well, I won't say their debut, maybe their second comeback, which is for Cheer Up, or should I say the first comeback, Cheer Up, where someone actually said that Jihyo weightlifting, that pretty much break a lot of hearts. Well, Jihyo almost make a very sad expression, trying to hide her tears before smiling to cover it up and thinking it as a joke. But this just damn. Another one that I can actually see will be the 2 biggest craziest thing to happen. One, Mina received that threat, talking about bomb or talking about killing, if I remember correctly. So legal action was taken that time. And lastly, and the most famous person, Mr. J, Nayeon's crazy stalker. I think until now, I have no idea what to do with this. This is just very, very crazy. And if we need to move on to 101, I think will have a much bigger story compared to others. So when we're talking about 101, 101 itself, which is pretty much from the second season of Produce 101, or should I say 11, Produce 101 season 2. which we have a lot of Akgae fans, especially with Daniel, because a lot of Akgae fans are thinking that Daniel deserves more. We're talking about Kang Daniel. So yeah, especially during their debut music video, they're asking why does Daniel did not get a lot of much more screen, and a lot are targeting on Jisung, insulting that Jisung's visual, and they thought that he doesn't have enough so-called talent, and they also keep speaking up about his mistake during one of their stage, which is what the hell? This is just very very bad. Why must it be like this? I have no idea really. Ay. And not to forget, due to this kind of reason also, we have another example will be Blackpink. Although Blackpink is debut as a normal group going through the process of normal debut, but they will actually target on who? They will target on Jennie. Akgae fans will target on Jennie, saying that she's arrogant. Okay, the simplest example will be the recent Lazy Dance, which currently we have already found the truth. All fans have know the truth, whether you're a Blink or not a Blink, you're a Kpop fans, you know the truth. She has an injury. So Akgae fans, if you still use this to tackle her, you're just dumb. A dumb. Right? That boost for you guys actually. Pretty much this phenomena, well, isn't something we can actually deny. It exists for a reason. However, the often reasons are really really bad. Some factor that can be contribute to this existence will be love for their idols, unfair agency treatment, and many more. For me, for today, and for you guys as a worldwide netizen out there who are listening to this, we discuss on this time and time again, and think that, well, basically this kind of fan need to be restricted. But it's very very hard because we do not know them, who they are in real life, because normally only see them through the internet. But still, as a die-hard fan, as a pure fan, we will always support our idols, and we will try not to let this kind of fan break our idol's career, right? So in pretty much those words, I hope that this won't go crazy too much. This won't go crazy, right? So stay strong there out there. All the K-pop fans out there, stay strong. Akgae fans, I'll just say this once. Why are you doing this? Can I say just go to hell? Although I don't want to say this, but yeah, I'm very sorry for saying that, but seriously, please do if you're an Akgae fan. With that, I'll end today's podcast here with a little bit of teaser for our next episode, which goes along with a dessert called ice cream. And before I end the show, I'd like to say, like this video and subscribe if you're watching from YouTube. And if you're listening from any of the podcast platform, just follow us or leave us a message on our social media platform. And lastly, take care of yourself and try to always stay positive in mindset. Or in better words, good health and good sense are two of the life's greatest blessings. So remember these two blessings and stay in the positive mindset. With that, annyeong guys! See you guys on the next podcast.